There you are, Sagittarius. It's great to see you for this Sagittarius April 2021 reading forecast and prediction. I'm Nigel Saint James. For those of you who are stopping by for the first time, and of course for the subscribers, much love and affection to you always. It's always great to see you, and I appreciate your continued support. We have great fun here, don't we, on this channel? It's different, it's good. And let's see what there is in store for you. By the way, I'm using a deck that you probably haven't seen before. I hadn't seen it either. It was given to me by, a lady who's a former lover of mine before I had children. And amazingly, given how these things often play out, we've actually remained good friends, platonic friends since that. And she's a witch, and she gave me this deck. And when she gave it to me, it was wrapped up in rope. Because for those in the know, when you give a deck of tarot cards to someone, you should wrap it up you should tie it with string or with rope. That's the tradition that has been around for centuries or something like that, isn't it? Yeah. A couple of audience members here for you today, watching how you read tarot. So, this deck, incidentally, the subscribers and others, Sagittarians, I've had the great pleasure of doing some one-on-one clairvoyant readings with some of you over the last month. And if you'd like to have a look to see how easy it is for that to occur from anywhere in the world, just check out the information in the description box below. But now, let's see what there is in store for you in this month of April 2021 for the highly talented and attractive Sagittarius. Let's see what there is here. There is the Two of Wands. There's the Six of Wands. There is the Five of Swords. There is Temperance. And here is the Death card. Wow, very startling Death card, I must say. Look, this deck really works for me. I think you're going to enjoy it. It'll bring you comfort and peace of mind with things that are probably going on in your life. Now, I'll say this, that you should just come and sit down next to me. Let's have a look at the imagery on these cards together, right? You two. And we will see what the cards have to say to me. I'll pass it on. We'll see what's in store for you for this month. The highly talented and attractive Sagittarius, let's get straight into this middle card here, which is the Five of Swords. The Five has Mars associated with it, mystically with me, which can be destructive and cause problems. Now, the card says, and you'll see it here, is it's Venus, according to the developer, in, what is that? In Aquarius. Well, that would be right. And I would say that the decan that it is in is the first decan of Aquarius, the 22nd to the 29th of January. Venus in Aquarius, well, Venus rules Taurus, which is a plodding fixed earth sign. And here we have Venus in the card ruling an air sign. Well, the two are at odds because Venus is a lover and not a fighter, whereas Aquarius is a rebel ruled by Uranus, and Aquarius is a fighter, usually for causes. So what happens is that the individualistic, dispassionate nature of Aquarius clashes with Venus, the planet of love and of relationship. Venus is also overwhelmed, I think, by the fiery and dispassionate nature of Mars, which, as I say, is associated with the numerology of the number 5. So we really don't have any astrological harmony in this card. I think the fear of defeat might dominate you at the moment. It may be connected with relationships or more generally with the beginning of something which is of great importance to you. It is the fear of losing control, of experiencing the feeling that everything is slipping out of your hands. And, you know, there's so many other things, and I've dealt with this first because these other cards here, and this one, all show you how ill-founded your fears are, because the essential element of this card here, and it's clearly come through as a message for you. The essential element is that it is fear which distorts your view of the present and of the unknown in your future, and this is, well, this is represented by the symbology in this card where you're sort of, putting a rug over your head and leaving things alone. Now, I have to say that this Five of Swords can sometimes relate to a betrayal or a sneak attack by someone you trust and do not suspect as being your enemy. They could be a partner or a jealous person probably who is sabotaging you behind your back. Your fear may be the result of losing control emotionally due to previous hurts from relationships, or it may be connected with the workplace where you've had experiences that stop you from expressing yourself fully as your confidence has been lost. Now, if you can let go of this feeling of fear, then the energy bound up in these swords is going to break forward and things are going to move forward. Although swords is mental, and it is mental turmoil that perhaps you are going through, it can relate to the emotions because of the presence of Venus in the card here, you see. Drawing this card shows that you are now ready to see your fear of defeat. Fear is irrational in nature, meaning it does not necessarily reflect the real situation. By recognizing this, you will set free all those energies which have been bound up in your fear. If you are afraid to see control slipping out of your hands, remember, the feeling that you are in control anyway is just an illusion. Seeing, understanding, accepting, and letting go of your fear will set you free. What do you associate with the idea of defeat? Say to yourself, I am not my fears. It is safe for me to live without guarding and defending myself all the time. When I feel afraid, I open my heart and I let love dissolve the fear. It should also be said that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you see in the world is your idea about it. Life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud, words have power and they reverberate all throughout eternity. And a word becomes an action. And if you're going to do something, then start. Do not be afraid. Go all the way and just do it. Seize the thing that presents itself in front of you. Rejoice in it and let no power on earth take it from you. Let's go then to this death card, shall we? What a great looking death card. Boy, oh boy, the child of the great transformers, the lady of the gate of death. Let's have a look at her, shall we? Presenting herself here as a pregnant woman carrying a scythe in the colours of Saturn, to do black, which is to do with time and movement and things around her. Now, the astrological association is that with Scorpio, and Scorpio is true, and I'll tell you why. Scorpio, this is about transformation really, this card. Scorpio actually has three forms. It has the Scorpion. Now, Scorpio is a water card, a water sign. The Scorpion, hard, and you might say that's like ice. It then transforms into a snake, which is fluid, and one might say that is like water. And then in its exalted form, Scorpio is actually an eagle, and one might consider that to be air, the three forms of water and the three forms of Scorpio. You'll often see the eagle in Christian church windows, and that's an attribution to Scorpio. There's also let me pull this down again, there's also a biblical Hebrew letter here that you might just be able to make out. Just hold it there for a second. Well, let's pull it out and talk about it. Now, how can I talk about it? The divinity, imagine the divinity. It's very difficult to know what it is, but let's just, as an analogy, say it's just all pure light that contains all information, possible and impossible, just everything. Now, the Hebrew letters, the biblical Hebrew letters, they act as a sort of a lens through which some of that light can shine, and it can then be projected to form a scene or to provide messages, if you like. Now, this letter here is the 14th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, Nun. Now, the Nun is a symbol of faithfulness, of the soul, and of emergence. And the Nun stands for humility because it's kind of bent at the top and it's bent underneath. It represents the soul, the heavenly spark, which is housed in the earthly container of the body. Now, in Aramaic, the language that the Jesus person would have spoken at the time when he was alive, Nun means fish. So Nun can be thought of as the fish that swims through the waters of sacred scriptures, of whatever religion. It is connected to fertility, continuity, and the ability to increase and multiply. The Nun shows that to be bound to the Creator's will, not our own personal egotistic way, we have to bend above and below. Nun shows the relationship between the body, which is impermanent, and the soul, which never dies. It's alive. That which is alive cannot die. And it can teach us about the nature of time and space. Now, this is telling me that something in your life is dying, dissolving, or disintegrating, whether it be a structure you have created, a pattern, a habit, or a way of thinking about yourself and the world. Now, this is necessary for new beginnings. See this cutting scythe and the pregnancy here, which is going to give new life. It's necessary for new beginnings and transformation in your life, a period of great transformation and perhaps facing your darkest fears. But remember, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. And in order to grow and abandon the old, death is your protection against stagnation. You are forced to leave behind what you have outgrown. It's a time really of major transformation, of cutting through to the core of things, getting rid of the old and letting the sunlight come in to grow. I think that you're now ready to make the necessary changes in your life. So accept the pain that may come with the loss of the old. To what outdated relationships or situations are you clinging? Say to yourself, I let go of people and situations with ease and dignity. Every ending heralds the new beginning. Detachment makes me strong. I now say yes to death, yes to life, yes to myself. Now, interestingly, here is the following Major Arcana card, and it's on the same line here, obviously for a good reason. Now, this is the Temperance card, which I call the Daughter of the Reconcilers, the bringer forth of life. This is Sagittarius all over this card, Sagittarius everywhere. It's talking about the combination of forces, realization, action based on accurate assessments that you have made, maybe some budgeting and economizing, but the ability to manage things, and you'll have success after what may well have been some quite elaborate dealings. Interestingly also for you, I think you might be getting out of something. I think you might be getting away with something. I think you might be escaping from something or getting something for free. And I make no judgment on that. Now, there is another Hebrew letter here in this corner, the top right-hand side. Rather than changing the camera focus on it, it is Samech, which is the 15th letter of the Hebrew alphabet, the biblical Hebrew alphabet. Now, it is the symbol of support, protection, and memory. It means to lean upon, or to support, or to uphold. It's like a sort of a funny sort of a circle, really. Yeah, it's sort of like an off-centered circle, the perimeter of which denotes the creator, and the interior of which denotes the creator's creation, that he or she or it constantly supports and upholds and protects. Now, it teaches us circular thinking. It tells us to think for the good of the whole, not just for oneself, an ability which comes from your soul, incidentally, and to be inclusive of everything and everyone. It is the principle that the wisdom is not contained in just one vessel, in just one person, but is distributed in all beings. Now, as a Sagittarian, you will understand all beings as including not only human beings, but everything that makes up the material universe. You are, in fact, the universe yourself. You realize that, don't you? You're molecules, you're part of the universe, and you are alive. The universe, of course, is alive. You are the proof of it. The Samech letter teaches you that in order to know your creator, you have to get out of your limited self, out of what you know and the limitations of the physical, so that you can get in touch with your essential inner self. You must empty yourself in order to be filled. I think that this is a time when you will be bringing about balance and moderation in your life. Be patient and let things evolve at their natural pace. Do some self-evaluation and re-examine your life's priorities and work in harmony from a place of stability and strength that's within you. I guess the central theme here really is on reintegration. This can also reflect a period of self-evaluation in order to examine your priorities. I think you're now seeking a much greater balance between your inner and outer self, searching for a higher meaning and purpose in life. And you may experience during this time a clash between your habits and your new vision. Well, just trust your inner self. Be like the miner that delves deep into the earth and in the earth finds the hidden stone, the precious stone. Well, like you, delve deep into yourself and there you will find the diamond. This card is a challenge to look inward. In this phase of integrating opposites, the transformation process will not tolerate any further impulses or pushes from the outside. To find the hidden stone, the diamond, you must look within. So what does it mean now for you to find your hidden diamond? Maybe close your eyes and visualize a fountain of energy in your body. Bathe a while in this rejuvenating current and say to yourself, I equally value the light and dark within my own nature. I am a well-integrated person. I surrender to the transforming powers of the divine. I am an open channel for creative energy. Now above this card is the Lord of Dominion. Now the Lord of Dominion is the Two of Wands, and it is Sagittarius it's Mars in Aries. Actually, the first decan of Aries, the 21st of March to the 30th of March, I would say. Now, isn't that an interesting picture, this? Now, the good thing here is that Mars is in its own sign because Mars is the ruler of Aries. So this is particularly good. And I think that what will happen here as a result is you might have a bit of warlike energy about you, almost a feeling of like the dynamic pioneer in relation to something. Getting this feeling of domination around you as well, maybe you dominating mastering a situation or a subject, or possibly dominating another or a situation. Definitely a sense there where you're not being satisfied with your lot and really focusing in your intent. The planet Mars, the bearer of dynamic active powers, is in his own sign Aries, the pioneer who constantly seeks new ways and methods of advancement. And this drive forward finds new directions. Now, the Lord of Dominion is what I call it. Well, dominion rests on harmony and centeredness. Maybe a better expression might be command, in the sense of having command of yourself as well. And this condition demands that your energies are collected and concentrated to provide the courage necessary to embark upon new paths, okay? Whatever drastic changes may occur along the way, the pioneer in you will not be thrown off balance. Yes, I'm really getting the feeling here that you could well be overcome by boldness, courage, fierceness, dare I say it, even a degree of shamelessness. You'll be quite generous and proud, I think. And you may even have a certain amount of revenge. And again, I make no judgment about that. But this energy here suggests that your will is beginning to rebel against its predisposed boundaries come hell or high water, using your willpower to break through stagnant situations and remove long-standing blocks. That's what's going on. It's a time to act, and act on instinct and what you believe to be right, without overthinking the situations. You will definitely have powers of dynamic leadership and energy building up inside of you. But still, pay attention to centering. If you're in contact with your center, you are certain to master the situation. Trust your energy. Don't go for any false compromises. Now, which tasks and situations are a challenge for you? If you are in a challenging situation, just sit down and be comfortable and breathe into your abdomen and visualize the situation at hand and see yourself dealing with it while remaining centered. And say to yourself, I find the strength I need now in my center. Because you know what happens? This happens, the final card, the Lord of Victory. The Six of Wands. Let's have a look to see what it says here. Jupiter in Leo. Well, Jupiter, of course, is good because it's your ruling planet, isn't it? And Jupiter here is in the second decan of Leo, the 3rd to the 12th of August. Well, Jupiter, as you would know, is all about love, expansion, and philosophy, and this combines really well with the creativity of Leo, and so you have success in achieving your goals. Now, Leo is also ruled by the Sun, and this number 6 here, I have a mystical association with the Sun there as well. I also have an association with Christ consciousness, with the consciousness of the Lord Krishna, and with the consciousness of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, when the Quran was dictated to him by the angel Jibreel. So there's balance and harmony here. Leo is going to give you confidence and creativity, while Jupiter will bestow expansiveness and development upon you. Yes, I really see here for you, there is here victory over past troubles, thank God. Although you will remember them, you will have defeated them, and you become stronger. All is well, you see? Worried about things? This is telling you, worry about it. Just drive yourself crazy worrying about things. Worry doesn't do anything, just stops you moving on with stuff. This is now telling you, move on, nothing to worry about. All is well. You've worked hard to get where you are, and now you're going to be moving forward. You are going to have high self-confidence from Leo, So it's a good time to sit down and set some new goals and maybe improve your learning and understanding, which is the Jupiter aspect as well. So do what you are planning to do. The moment promises success. What do you really want to achieve? What does victory mean for you? Say to yourself this: I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. That's it for you. Well, it was my pleasure and privilege to provide that reading for you. Isn't it interesting, the things that come through with tarot cards? You know how one card can have so many things that it wants to get across to you. It never ceases to amaze me, and I'm confident that you will have enjoyed it as well. Look, and if you do enjoy it, please do me the favour and hit the like button. Apparently, it does things for the YouTube gods, and it would help more people see what we ourselves enjoy. But listen, in the meantime, though, there's one thing that I want you to remember, and to remember it always, and that is this: that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.